Yes, sir. We got Tim Watkins, John Pollard, just won. Incredible feeling. Obviously, you've been here twice, but anytime you can get a win, even in a club tournament, it's awesome. But at this level is obviously something incredible. People all over the state focus on the Alabama Bass Trail. Y'all know how it is. After a big tournament, pull up the results, and you see 18 pounds on a tough day fishing. Let's talk about baits a little bit. One thing that y'all mentioned that was cool part of the story was kind of ran around and fishing wasn't what you thought it'd be, and then y'all had a spot that was kind of passed down, I guess. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we started fishing current breaks here around Cooter's Pond area, and there seemed to be a lot more current moving down. I believe it's because the spillway, Tallahassee open. I don't know that for sure, but that's got to be what's going on because they weren't pushing any more water out of Jordan. And it was, a lot of the places we were catching them yesterday was just washed out. So we made a move about 9:30 and made a long run above the Tallapoosa River up the Coosa River, and literally went to one spot. Caught two pretty good ones on a chatterbait really quick, a homemade chatterbait that my dad makes for me. We started slowing down and fishing it, the same rock over and over and over again. We caught several on a Crusher Pro Model shaker head with a Zoom trick worm on it. May have caught one more that caught on chatterbait, but we just basically thrown it the same rock over and over. We'd move out a little bit deeper on it. And about the time that every time we were talking about, well, maybe we need to, because I know some other stuff up there besides that, but about every time that we would think about leaving, we would cull a fish. So it's, I was like, man, we're not leaving. We're not going to leave fish to find fish. So we just stayed there.
That's right. On the chatterbait, you like something with a straight tail, or you like more of a swim bait tail trailer?
I mean, mostly, fluke type tail. Not a lot of action up there. In the current, the truth is you want it to kind of move with the current a little bit better and be erratic. If you put something with a paddle tail on it, then it's going to keep it more straight, that kind of thing. So, but most of the day I spent just, dragging something behind John. I would, the fish would move up and you get a few bites and then they would just settle down. And like John said, it was one of those deals where he might sit there and say, yeah, I'd get a bite. I knew I wasn't going anywhere. Now, in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm like, we ain't got a bite in an hour. We need to do something, But as soon as that would kind of creep in there, you throw out there and you'd hang a good one, we'd cull a fish and be like, something's telling us just to stay, just to grind it out and keep doing it. But I'm a big fan of a Tokyo rig, VMC Tokyo rig in this area. Anytime there's you're throwing up, gravel, stuff like that, where there's current, it doesn't hang up as much. It's got a lot of freedom. You can run it on a heavier line. I'm big fan of P-line, the copolymer. It had some difficulty in the current, because it floats a little bit.
Yep.
So. But it's very abrasive, resistant.
Yep.
So you don't have any issues with that and break-offs. And I didn't break a fish off. I made a mistake and cost us a fish today.
Yeah.
But at least I didn't break anything off, and that's tough up there in rocks and things like that. So, but we threw a shaky head too, just a heavier shaky head. But I'm just more comfortable with the Tokyo rig.
What bait you like on the Tokyo rig?
I throw a little Z-Man, Fatty Z. It's a floating worm, but that's really not what got it done up here. I throw it a lot everywhere else, but in that current, sometimes it floats a little bit too much. And if you've got too much current, you have to run so much weight to actually get the thing down that it'll hang up in every little crevice, that kind of thing. But on other lakes where you're not dealing with as much current, that thing floats up, that Lastec type polymer floats up and gives it a little more action. So I've caught a ton of fish over it, over the years.
So we've got chatterbait, a homemade chatterbait with a fluke style trailer, some trick worm action on a shaky head, and the Tokyo rig just dragging behind in the back of the boat. A lot of times you hear about the guy in the front of the boat's oftentimes throwing a moving bait, and the guy in the back slow dragging behind it. So it sounds like that's a good approach that y'all use obviously to win. They said $23,000 was the final purse. So awesome payday. If you're coming to the Alabama River, or honestly that technique or that pattern is going to work majority of the lakes in the state, really. But specifically if you're coming to the Alabama River, you heard it here from the guys that just won $23,000. That is their fishing report with the Academy Sports Winners Tackle Box.